now for the NTT IndyCar Series, and there's been so many great races, but it has been Penske dominated. Well, one of the three Team Penske drivers, Joseph Newgarden, the championship leader, is buried in the field. He's trying to win 3 in a row. If he can do it from way back there, it's going to be quite the miracle. Takuma Sato and teammate Graham Rahal on the front row. As soon as they see green, they can go. Will it be Sato? Will it be Rahal? Several cars jumping out of line.
That's a late start, really late start. A lot of guys were locking up in the back. You saw the smoke down there. Look at these guys locking up into turn 1.
Well, scramble, wheels off, rejoining. That's Ferrucci there. They did very, very well to miss themselves. Teammates beside each other. That is Joseph Newgarden and Simon Pagenaud.
Scott Dixon looked inside Graham Rahal, backed out in turn 1. Let's see what happens. Big break zone, best passing opportunity right here.
Look at the blue car, Felix Rosenqvist down the inside. He's trying to make up ground in his first race here at Barber.
3 wide through the hairpin, 4 wide in the braking zone. Sato checking out a little bit. Rossi looking good right there. Didn't lose any position, but that was a wild start, very slow start.
Sébastien Bourdais got around the outside of Spencer Pigot with a nice move going into the museum corner. We've seen that lead to contact many times in the past. Bourdais now trying to catch the back of Rossi.
Pato and Ericsson were side by side. Rosenqvist, sorry, they were side by side going into the chicane.
Up front, Takuma Sato checking out right now with a nice gap over Rahal, and Dixon all over the back of Rahal.
Word from race control is that start is under review. You saw people pulling out of line. They were locked wheels. It was a little bit frantic.
Overtaking allowed, but apparently it's not working right now. IndyCar is working on a solution.
Not quite sure what the issue is. It sounds like some sort of a series issue there, perhaps.
We got a couple of weepers in turn 1. It looks like water coming out of the track, Townsend, in the brake zone that I saw in that camera angle. So we'll get a look at that as Dixon slides down the inside, and that was close.
And that also happened in the very first corner between Dixon and Rahal. Dixon backed out. He did it again there in 5, and this is Colton Hurd and Will Power wheel to wheel.
Power got the inside move there on the most recent winner in the championship 2 weeks ago at Circuit of the Americas. Bourdais has had a promising start. We'll keep an eye on him. Dixon has been very patient, trying to get by this man here, the 1Q Honda of Graham Rahal. This is from Zach Veach, and this is the replay of the start. Coming to turn 17, check this out.
Oh, that was a big jump start, Townsend. Passed
Ed
about
Jones,
10 cars.
we're told, will get a drive-through penalty for this.
Yeah.
Now, I know it, listen, hang on, before we jump in on Ed Jones, I know it looks blatant. However, the question is, when did green flag get called? Now, you're not supposed to advance on the row in front of you, though, before the start-finish on the start.
Right.
You can do that on the restart. You cannot do that on the start. And I don't think Ed Jones, well, he's about to find that out.
Joseph Newgarden is one of those to make the early play, so it's a 3-stop strategy for Joseph Newgarden, and it's a very quick stop. He told me they had plenty of strategies. It would depend how the race played out, but starting in 16th, he wants to get in early and hoping for a caution to be able to cycle up.
It's not often when you see the championship leader and his peers and colleagues at Team Penske just doing a lot of head scratching and furrowed brows, and it's been like that all weekend long for the man who is trying to win 3 years in succession and 4 in total. His home race, will it pan out for him? If it does, it's going to make for quite the story. But up front, Takuma Sato, the 42-year-old former F1 driver, is leading and leading well. And there's a special note to that too for Takuma, because this is the place where he did his very first IndyCar test some 9 years ago, and he remembers that fondly.
He's got a nice gap as we see Ferrucci coming. He's got a 1.8 second gap, Kevin.
Santino Ferrucci, also one of those coming in early. He started mid-pack, so not as far back as some of the others. He's going to change to sticker reds this time. Ferrucci, pretty solid pit stop. Marty?
Lap 9, and Kevin, we've already seen 5 drivers, now 6 and 7 drivers come down pit road, including Felix Rosenqvist. They felt like they were losing time by kind of sitting in traffic where they were. We'll see who he blends out with Joseph Newgarden. But Townsend, these windows today are wide open. That makes the race very dynamic. It also means you can jump people on pit road by when you pit,
Marty,
and what tires you
these
take.
4 cars on the same strategy. Battle right now for position on the same strategy. Ferrucci on cold tires. There's Marty. Marcus Ericsson around the outside. This could get dicey.
Two guys in their very first race in an IndyCar at Barber Motorsports Park. Good stuff.
Tires are in pretty fast, Townsend, because Ferrucci was up to speed pretty quick, didn't lose a lot of time. But the guy who's been making moves, as we see Power come in, Rossi is now up to 5th.
You want any wing or anything? Oh, that's good. Those are good times. That's good times.
Here comes Colton Herta, the man who became the youngest winner in IndyCar history at COTA a couple of weeks ago. Will Power also on pit road. Sticker for alternate tires for Colton Herta, a big wing adjustment. You heard the conversation a moment ago between Roger Penske and Will Power. It was scuffed red tires for Will Power. They said, do you want a wing adjustment? He said no. The car is really good, and Power with a fantastic stop. We'll see if it gains him any track position.
Going to be a battle here with Newgarden now chasing down Colton Herta on hot tires. I think the tires, Townsend, are pretty much close to up by the time they get to turn 5 here.
Lap 18 of 90 here at Barber Motorsports Park. Take a look at this.
Little issue on the left rear. He hasn't got it on. He's late with the lug nut, which has forced him back to Pato O'Ward. And Pato O'Ward is no slouch. He will dive it in here. Sato's tires not up to temp, so right here he might get a run.
All right, here we go. Graham Rahal, Scott Dixon. Dixon pretty hot under the collar about the way that he was raced by Graham Rahal early. Race control said no further action, let's just get on with it. So the guys who were effectively first and second in their boxes.
And this is not routine for Graham Rahal. They have a throttle issue, so they plugged in here. So he was set to potentially take over the lead after the slow stop by Takuma Sato. And you can see them back in the background of the one Cure car. Rahal is going to have a long stop because of a throttle sensor issue. So they're plugged in. So a disastrous couple of moments. Not total disaster for Sato, but certainly cost him track position. Now Rahal is back out. We'll wait and find out if they address the issue, and he's running full steam again.
And there is the blend out with Takuma Sato. You see Scott Dixon right there. So Sato luckily able to stay ahead of Dixon. But as you said, Kevin, in one lap, Rahal's front row, excellent qualifying performance, effectively negated by a few issues on pit lane.
Let's talk more about Scott Dixon, Marty.
Well, what we're seeing here, Lee, is the guys committing to 3 stops like Scott Dixon and others that are staying out that might be thinking 2 stops. Like Kevin mentioned a moment ago, Scott Dixon came in, wanted no changes to his car, sticker primary tires for him. They started on sticker red, so they are now in a position with the 9 car of Scott Dixon to go primary tires for the rest of the day. Graham Rahal came in a moment ago. Kevin talked about that issue. Here's what he said on the radio about it.
There's nothing I can do, guys. I'm going to crash, which is fine. Problem is, there's nothing we can do other than plug in and it'll download. It takes a while. You guys think it's funny there. It's not funny in here.
Oh, absolute frustration for a man who started on the front row today, Lee. An issue for Graham Rahal early.
Oh, so frustrating, so frustrating. Now he's buried back, having to fight out as James Hinchcliffe comes out nicely. He's had a fairly calm, quiet race. Scott Dixon is just a little further up the road there, up over the turn 4 hill.
Guess who's leading? Alexander Rossi in that Andretti car. And he's on black still, so he might be going for a 2-stopper along with Bourdais. He's got the pace. He made some moves at the beginning. We hadn't shown him yet, but he's pitting now. We just heard that.
That means your 2-stop is out the window. You've got to get much deeper, I think, to make it on 2, unless there was an absurd amount of yellow. So here comes Rossi.
Hustling in. We're going to see where he slides out. I think he's going to slide out in about 3rd.
Going to do about another 10 or 11 laps to make this a 2-stopper, so
I think he's going to come out, Paul, right around Power Newgarden. It's about 25 seconds on pit lane. You can see the gap on your left-hand side. Marty, Rossi's coming to you.
Yeah, and guys, talking to Rob Edwards and Alexander Rossi before the race, they consider 2 stops, but you know what? Tire degradation is huge. These tires just fall off this racetrack. Very abrasive. This racetrack is scheduled to be repaved after this race, and the tire degradation really hinders you if you want to do a 2-stop strategy. A nice stop for the 27 bunch, Kelly.
There's Power.
Newgarden in the black car.
Newgarden on hot tires on reds. Rossi on cold reds, really struggling for grip. Newgarden's going to have a run here.
Newgarden got really loose loose in turn 2 as Rob Edwards tell Rossi to use push to pass to defend. If Rossi can get tire temperature in this next 2 corners, it's going to be very difficult for Newgarden.
We'll see where he goes through this fast chicane and drops down the hill. The front tires won't be up, so it will understeer as he pounds the curbs right there. A little bit of push.
Drivers yet to pit: Sébastien Bourdais, Spencer Pigot, Jack Harvey, and one other in Ben Hanley. So only 4 cars out there yet to pit.
And the question is, can they go far enough to get to near, say, lap 28, 29? Because you got to factor in the 2 pace laps. Can they get that far to make it a 2-stop strategy? I'm watching Bourdais' pace. His last lap, 1:13. A lot of these cars that have pitted, like Newgarden Power, they're down at 1:11 pace, so almost 2 seconds faster.
Looks like stick of reds are good for about 20 laps. We're going to need all of them.
Nice clean stop.
So now the full field has finally made at least 1 stop.
I think things are looking very good for Sébastien Bourdais. Critically, he made it to lap 29. So I think he can do it on 1 more stop. He got the fuel mileage, and he made the Reds work better than anybody. Here comes Pato Award.
You know that he's not afraid to pass in difficult positions. We saw that at Circuit of the Americas when he went around the outside of Graham Rahal. He goes around the outside of Felix Rosenquist at turn 5. Wow!
That was a nice pass. Rosenquist blocked the inside, and Pato was going to slide it down the inside, then change directions, kind of head faked him, and then deep braking on the outside and just carried it the speed right around the outside of the corner.
I just want to correct one thing that I said. The whole field has pitted. My apologies. That car there, the Auto Nation Sirius XM car, the pink and black one of Jack Harvey, the British driver, yet to pit. So
certainly he's going to come this lap. There he is, lap 30. Goes 1 more lap than Bourdais, but much further behind Bourdais on the racetrack, about 20 seconds back of what Bourdais pulled off.
Not running nicely in the top 5 was the Circuit of the Americas race winner, Colton Herta. Marty, have you heard anything lately on the radio as to his ailments?
Just went a lap down a moment ago, Lee, and what they think it is actually a fuel pickup issue, not an engine issue for Colton Herta. That's why it's affecting him in every gear. So look at the side-by-side battle there. Ryan Hunter-Ray getting around Joseph Newgarden. Nice move for RHR. But Townsend, what they're trying to do with the fuel pickup issue for Colton Herta is game the system, if you will. They're trying to change fuel maps every time they try and find something a little bit different. So maybe those fuel maps will help him a little bit, but it's a fuel pickup issue for the 88 who's going to come down pit road.
It sounds very sick.
And they have had engine trouble this year. Listen to this thing.
You can hear it sputtering, misfiring.
What a shame, and what a contrast from that amazing high in Texas 2 weeks ago to here. And he has been quick. He's shown good speed this weekend.
We're going to put tires on it, and we're going to drop you down. Do not leave. We're going to push you around the corner and try and fix the problem in the cell.
Further back, you see Joseph Newgarden's guys
Shut it off in here.
faking like they were going to stop. They put their tires out and then brought them back in, Marty.
And you hear him with the engine shut off. You heard Brian Barnhart a moment ago. They're going to push him around the corner, and they're going to try and fix this fuel cell issue again. A fuel pickup problem for the winner at COTA a couple of weeks ago. Colton Herta, 19 years old. They're pushing him behind the wall, hoping they can get him back out and get this fuel pickup issue reset.
And so far, Sato doing what he needs to do to stay out front with an alternate strategy.
Is Pato working on Simon Pagenaud as Marcus Ericsson hits pit road. Keep your eye in the back of the picture here. Watch O'Ward and Pagenaud. Look how far O'Ward has left Rosenquist behind.
Well, he's going to make a move right here on Pagenaud. Gets a little bit of clean air on the front wing, and he's right there, tucked up behind the back. So that was a nice apex. And will he go high or will he go low?
Going low after a big wiggle, exiting the last corner. Pagenaud leaves him room, and Pato O'Ward saying adios, but maybe not. Here comes Pagenaud back.
This is going to be hard. We've tried this before with Rahal, and it didn't work, but he pulled it off that time.
Good driving from both.
He's got another run right here. He's back to the power. Pato O'Ward, little sideways off the corner, but if he can stay right here through the kink and make the dive.
Pagenaud has used an enormous amount of his allocated 200 seconds of push to pass. Pato Award has not. He's got a lot more in reserve.
That adios was promptly greeted with a bonjour.
So Takuma Sato 6 seconds out in front of Scott Dixon, Hinchcliffe, and then Pagenaud to pit lane. Then Alexander Rossi, Sébastien Bourdais now into the top 5.
Hey guys, for the winner 2 weeks ago at COTA, Colton Herta, it looks like it's the end of the day. They're still trying to diagnose the issues. Talk to Brian Barnhart. Have you figured out what the issue is yet, Brian?
No, unfortunately we haven't. We got into the fuel cell. We've lost fuel pressure to the engine, but we can't identify why yet. Looked inside, all the lines are connected and tight, so we're going to try and start changing out some components. Biggest thing we're looking to do now is make sure we have the thing fixed before we go to Long Beach.
Is the day done for Colton at this point?
Well, we'll probably make a lap or two just to, again, make sure that it's fixed if we can identify it and go back out, but obviously we'll be smart about it.
So they're going to put on some new components on the car and try and see if they can diagnose what it is and make a lap to see if it's ready for Long Beach, but just so frustrating for the winner 2 weeks ago in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, he'll drop out of second in the championship points, which will hurt quite a bit. First full course caution of the Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama, and there are multiple reasons. This is Carlin Racing's Max Chilton in the Gallagher Chevrolet. Nose in, pictures speak for themselves. The other reason is Graham Rahal in the One Cure Honda. His problems continue and is stranded on the back straight.
High drama. Something happened with Graham Rahal. He said the dashboard went black and it rolled to a stop in the middle of the straightaway, and then Max Chilton crashes on his own, and then it was the danger zone all over again, but they left the pits open and let everybody get their pit stops done.
Yep, so we won't see the danger zone come into play, and depending on how long this yellow is, you know, some guys might have to save a little bit of fuel, because here we are, lap 58, still 32 to go, and it should be close.
So they gave everybody the opportunity. They kept it green, even though there was some guys in real dangerous positions. Here they all come. They're going to come in right here, and then they gave everybody. There's Will Power coming in.
Whoa, there goes Spencer Pigot. And I think Spencer Pigot will come out in front of everybody once this cycle is through.
Well, Power was not too pleased about that. You saw that gesture, but it was frantic.
High drama. We were unsure during the commercial break what was going to happen. All these guys were going to get hung out and caught by the yellow, but they gave everybody the opportunity to get their pit stop in. And now look at this back here, the traffic jam in the pit stop.
And that was Takuma Sato. Here he exits in the MyJack car. Here comes Scott Dixon.
And the important thing here is see the yellow, the bright yellow Sealmaster Honda of Sébastien Bourdais. Look right to Dixon. Dixon beats him out. And those guys have been fighting on track for so long. And once all of this front pack got through with pitting, there goes the yellows. So, makes it a fair fight.
Yeah.
It's on for the last third of this race.
There was a lot of complaints, well, not a lot of complaints. It was complaints from Will Power and the Penske crew that they didn't give them the opportunity last week to make their pit stop. And they said, well, the pit was blocked with a car in the pit lane that crashed with Rosenquist. So this week they gave these guys the opportunity. Here's Chilton. He's coming to the pit lane and he gets cut off by Tony Kanaan, who's coming in as well, and just had nowhere to go, really.
It was a late call by the ABC Supply AJ Foyt team.
Well, they probably heard that there was a car stopped on track,
yeah.
so they called AJ and said, get in, right? So he just dove over there.
The boys said, nice little buffer there for Sato, having laced in between a lap down. That'll give him some breathing room to Scott Dixon. Ready to go. Will this be clean? Under caution for some 7 laps. Let's go racing. There's a Honda out in front in the Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama.
A little bit disappointed in Lace not to pull over and let these leaders go by. Now Sato has a nice gap to Lace. Hopefully Lace pulls it over here on the straightaway. It's going to Bourdais trying the outside right there. He might have a run. Lots of push to pass for him, and he does have a run. Inside. Dixon on Lace.
Oh, Lace making it hard on the 5-time champ. Lace holds him off. Lace is saying, hey, if I can get back on the lead lap and a yellow comes, I've got a chance. Further back, there's a big cluster for me.
Alexander Rossi and James Hinchcliffe. Rossi wins that arm wrestle.
Rossi pushing forward to get a podium. Just got rid of his buddy. James Hinchcliffe right here. He's got a nice little gap now.
It's a dream scenario for Sato. Restart, nice buffer, great race car. The win is right in front of him.
Blue
25
flag.
laps down the road.
Just saw that in the camera. The blue flag is waving for Lace, so he's gotten word. The teams are probably complaining as we see.
Watch Newgarden. He's going to make his move. He did this last year, right up the inside. He surprises Hunter Ray. He's done that so many times here.
That is his signature move here at a track where he has won more times than anybody else. 3 times a winner. His very first IndyCar Series win came here when he was racing for CFH Racing, the trio of Ed Carpenter, Sarah Fisher, and Wink Hardman. And that got him going, and that's what certainly attracted Roger Penske to him.
Here we go again. He backed out of the way and let him go, but cost him a lap, cost Dixon and these guys a lap.
What
challenging. Newgarden goes by Hinchcliffe.
Ericsson got Hunter Ray there. There's Tony Kanaan, the other ABC car, getting wide, and now Harvey and Veach. This could get ugly coming to the
look at
corner.
Rahal and Hunter Ray.
It was Ericsson and
Hunter Ray, and he got him.
Ericsson is driving like he used to back in GP2, now F2. He is not hanging around for anyone and is very aggressive. I'll show you a replay on Takuma Sato here.
Outside edge of his tire looked a little dirty, and that's why.
I'm surprised something broke off on the bottom of the car, so he has a little bit of damage. Just damaged something on the front wings or underneath the body of the car.
Maybe it's
Dixon
not
will
so,
have a window of opportunity.
Maybe it's not so easy as we've been thinking it looks for Takuma Sato.
Plus 1.3 back to Dixon.
That is the closest that Dixon has been in a long time. 4 laps to go of this 2.38 mile Barber Motorsports Park. Can Dixon do it? Or does he have to swallow that rather uncomfortable pill of being second yet again?
Paul, you often have eyes like an eagle. I want to see this again in slow motion now to see what might have come off Sato's car. Oh, there it is. Piece of the diffuser, as you can look back, flying in the air. There it is right there. And that could be a pretty critical piece of downforce.
Newgarden has gotten by Rossi, so he's made a pass on him. We might have a replay of that, hopefully, but he's steadily been pushing forward, the best of the Penske guys. And here we have a look down in the hairpin. Just a nice clean pass. Rossi kind of squeezes him, turns in, locked up.
Was there contact?
Oh.
Yeah, wheel-to-wheel contact. That's for 4th. A forceful move for 4th.
Rare do you see Rossi on the receiving end of that kind of driving. Newgarden forcing his way. It's a lot like what Rossi did at Takuma Sato in Elkhart Lake Road America last year.
He did that Mid-Ohio outside-inside deal like he does there. That patented move. He's got head-faked Rossi, and then Rossi turned in on him, and they made contact wheel-to-wheel. But now we go back to Sato. He's got some damage in the rear. He's lost something from the bottom of the car, but he's still fast and turned a good lap.
1.5 seconds. Sato to Dixon. 2.5 laps remaining, Kev.
And no fuel concerns. Derek Davidson just told Takuma Sato you can use overtake, so that's why he's turning it up a little bit. Let's think about where this team has come in the last year. Remember, Graham Rahal was competing for championships for 3 years. Last year was a struggle for him in 8th. Sato's first year with the team, he said it was really rough for a little while, but it was the second half of the season when they started to get things headed in the right direction. Remember, he won at Portland at the end of the year, although that did involve some fortuitous luck with fuel strategy. But think about this moving forward. Coming into the weekend, they felt like their street course package was really strong. Still working on the road course package. They obviously found something this weekend.
I just can't believe it.
2 laps to go, plus 1.8. Keep doing what you're doing.
Can't believe that Scott Dixon is facing another second place finish. It will be the 6th time. 6th time from 10 races here, and add to that 2 third places.
But listen, if that's what it takes to win your 6 championships, so be it. Scott Dixon will gladly take the big crown at the end of the season when we get to Laguna Seca than worrying about a win at Barber early on.
Sato on the blacks. I didn't really get a chance to see what Dixon is on, but Bourdais on red. So we're seeing kind of a battle of the softer versus the harder tire.
Dixon's on blacks. It's just Bourdais and Newgarden on reds.
Bourdais closed back in again, and now he's putting the pressure on again.
And Bourdais starting to use the push to pass. 90 seconds remaining. Dixon only 18 seconds. So Sébastien Bourdais should be all over the additional boost on this closing lap and a half.
Gave those tires a nice rest, just eased off there for several laps, and then ready to go again.
Coming up to the last corner. High speed corner there. White flag is out. Bourdais got to make something happen at turn 2. This is turn 1. He's got to try to get clean air on the front wing here.
Look at how clever Dixon is, staying as low as possible, disrupt the air for Bourdais. Dixon knows if he
got to
can
run.
Take the air away, Bourdais cannot make it happen. Dixon's going to defend here.
He had to run, but not close enough.
But he might get a run on him here.
No.
Drifts wide, that hurt Sébastien Bourdais. Half a lap to go for Takuma Sato.
He's got one more chance as they run down through here into the chicane, and then coming onto the back straightaway that has some S's in it. If he stays close here, he might have a shot. He's got to be all over that push to pass.
I don't think it'll happen. Scott Dixon, a master of figuring out how to make it difficult for the driver behind. He does it so subtly.
Takuma Sato will continue this trend. There's a pretty good one. If you get the pole position here at Barber, about 50% of the time you're going to go on and win the race, and that's going to be the case here. It will be his 4th career win and 4 different tracks. What a day for Takuma Sato. He wins for the first time at Barber Motorsports Park. Winning in Portland last year, wins in Barber here in round 3 of the 2019 championship over Scott Dixon and Sébastien Bourdais.
Nice. Thank you. The car was superb. Thank you.
The car was superb, he said. And there's Bobby Rahal walking away from the spotter's stand. He'll be delighted with that. Frustrated and disappointed that his son didn't finish the race, but the team car wins. There's Ricardo Knoll, who was on the radio all the while to Takuma Sato.
You see David Letterman maybe in victory lane now, and he'll make his way down through his team, and also the Honda engineers with the team as well. Win number 4 for Takuma Sato, obviously the biggest, the Indianapolis 500. And there's the embrace with one of the bosses, Dave Letterman. That's good. Take care of the people who take care of you. Have you ever had such a dominating day as you did tonight?
Probably not. Probably not. I have to go back in the Formula 3 days and junior Formula. This is because of the team. Really, they made a fantastic effort. The car was superb, you know? I mean, red tire, black tire, I didn't have to worry about it. And no, I mean, it's just a full credit to the team. Really, really great.
And we were a little worried about you from your perspective. In the first pit stop, it was a little bit slow. How did you overcome that and make that ground back up to still control the race?
Yeah, it's always happening. It's racing. And the guys obviously had a little bit problem on left rear, but I think we keep it cool, get down, and we did a great job, so we come back.
Did you see this coming at all? I talked to you throughout the weekend. You knew you're fast. You knew you were good. I didn't get the sense that you thought you might have a dominant car.
No, not this much. No way. Obviously, this morning warm-up helped a lot. Thank you very much for the ground Rahal, my teammate. We spread the program, and he found a very good setup, and I installed it. So that was because of him.
All right, today is about today, but let's talk big picture. What does this mean for your team moving forward? Have you found some things that are real championship contenders? And by the way, we go to Long Beach next, where you've also won.
I know, I really hope so. Obviously, this weekend might be very special. That the track and condition is really liking for us. Maybe not every weekend we can have it like this, but let's try really hard. And obviously, big credit to my engineering and number 30 boys did a fantastic job.
Congratulations, enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Watch the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, Sunday, April 14th at 4 p.m. on NBCSN.